Hello, welcome to part one of a documentary I'm making about a friend group I've been in for about a year and 6 months. This friend group's been amazing. There's a few problems that I'm going to go over in these few parts. But before we get started, I just want to say, YouTube name's Cold Snapper 7. Like and subscribe, all that, keep up to date. So, let's get started on introductions. So my Fortnite username at the moment is Cold Snapper 7, but it used to be TowerBot 100. And I met these guys around, I don't know, 2021, April, March. And there was like 11 of them. I'll go over a few of them, like the important ones. We got Megan, Skull Kid, Malik, Austin, Mason, Demetrius, Dino Girl. The other two wasn't in there just yet. If I recall any other ones, I'll let the thing know, but alright, so let's get into what happened. So when I joined the group, everything was fine up until April. Let me get my thing out here and go in screenshots and pull up some stuff I have from April. So in April, there was this big fight that happened between the entire friend group. Not almost everyone, but almost everyone. I was involved on one side. I was involved on the Megan side with Demetrius and Dino Girl. And my best friend Malik at the moment, he was involved in the other group with his school friends that were being kind of rude. Calling Megan like a sandbag, just being mean remarks, all that. But during the fight, said a bunch of mean stuff. We ended up leaving the general group chat that we was in and making a separate one. I don't know if you can see here, but it's called Simpland. We just made that to talk without, having them involved. Everything was normal up until Megan, some reason blocked me. No clue about that. I don't know what that is. Anyway, Megan blocked me for some reason, and I don't know about that. It's just there. Here, just a normal conversation showing that it was basically normal chat. Then I decided to invite Malik's friend because, I was bored and I wanted to mess around, and that caused a bit of issues during around this time. As you can see here from this picture, I'll leave it up for a second so you can kind of read it. Yeah, so Demetrius, my friend here, he was a simp. He would try to get a girlfriend every single day. He was always up and around, doing all this stuff. And at the time, we thought he was simping for Megan, the girl Megan that we met. Up here, I have a picture when I first met him, but we'll come back to that. So anyways, this fight happened. They argued, sandbag, of course. And then we got simp sauce for Demetrius. He kept standing up for people, but at this point, me and him are really good. Well, I'll get to that later on in a different video. The infamous simp card was made there from Wake's friend. Constant arguing. It's really constant arguing for about a few hours. Then I invited him back and I called the Grand Group Club. So this was basically my fault for this argument. Basically. And then we was end up getting kicked out of the group right about there. And then they celebrated a little bit. I ended up invited back later on to check on it. Then we went back to normal conversations. And then later on, about a season after season 6, which when we met, Demetrius dated Sandra. They broke up. Demetrius went to another girl. They broke up. And then this girl was really being toxic, posting PORN in Discord. Very nasty. Don't look it up. Anyway, they were posting it. We was telling him that it was a very toxic relationship and it wasn't good for him. So we tried to get him to leave that relationship. It didn't work out for a while. Eventually, he did end up leaving. But let me see if I can find an image. Yeah, here, me and my friend Malik, and Malik is Shepherd Snow, and Demetrius is MT. Them two argued there about how we should break up with her because it wasn't a good relationship. And then, when he broke up with her, we saying good job and stuff, but then he got really depressed all of a sudden because we didn't agree with his relationship status. And he started, making threats. At one point, he posted a gun and threatened to dead himself. It didn't happen. But then the next day, his brother came on the Discord server and said that he ran away and he didn't know where he was. He eventually came back. He probably never ran away. It was probably him that was typing, trying to get, points back. But nothing really happened after that. We became friends again. He left for a few months there, then he came back because I invited him back. I apologized like I should have done from the beginning. Everything went back to normal there. So around this time, everything was good. After that, it was like season 7, everything was fine there. We had a few people like Drifted's another one of the guys. He was in the friend group for a while on Moike's side. He ended up leaving. And a little bit after that, it would turn into season 8. Season 8, oh god, this is when the downfall started. So Megan, like I said, she stopped playing with us a little bit. Like every other day she would play with us. It wasn't every single day. She started less and less. Sandra, I forgot to mention this. Sandra in season 6 of Fortnite, I don't know what that was. She ended up leaving the friend group, and we haven't talked to her since. It's been like a year, 6 months, like I said, a year and 4 months since we last talked to her. But anyways, about that. So Megan stopped playing with us around this time. A few small arguments popped up with this new kid, Jason. He I don't really like him that much. He's okay. It's okay. But he just never gets on the game that much. He likes to argue with you about if he's not gonna get on the game or not. He eventually gets on after a little bit of convincing. But other than that, there was no arguments that season. And then we moved into chapter 3. Now I don't know too much about this. I'm gonna have to do more research about chapter 3 onwards for the current stage. But I have a request going on right now from my friend Malik. He wants his own little section, so I'll give it to him now. So Malik was on, we'll go back to April of 2021. He was on his friend's side and making jokes and all of that. And Megan really didn't like this from him. And at this point, he liked Megan. I know he's not gonna want me to say that on camera, but it's for documentary purposes, so whatever. But yeah, he liked Megan, and I should probably also say I liked Skull Kid at a point, but yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that at all. We ain't cut. No, we ain't talking about that. Alright, so back to the Moik thing. Yeah, they fought, they got over it there, and then we didn't have any bigger arguments with them two for a while. In season 7, we did a lot of pranks, didn't go too far except for that April one, which is Cost Friend Group, but I have to keep talking about. It didn't pop up again. I guess I'll go and talk about it now for part of the current part, but not really. So part of it was, they were just in a Discord call together, and Mike kept saying, a bunch of funny stuff. Megan didn't really appreciate it and said, I'm gonna leak the Discord DMs. And Molly kept saying no, she kept saying yes, and eventually, after a while, she did post them, and that's basically blackmail, which if you don't know what blackmail means, it means when you send something very bad that someone else doesn't want to see, and that could, potentially ruin their life and their career and be able to get a job in the colleges and all that. But back to the thing anyways, so after that, yeah, Molly threatened to leave the friend group. He kind of did for a few hours. He came back after a little bit of convincing. We told him it won't happen again, which it hasn't since then. It was only a few weeks ago. Megan and Malik ended up becoming friends again after that. Everything's normal from that. I'll go over a little bit more detail when I come up with probably the second part of this video, which I'm only gonna make 2 parts of this documentary. This is the first part, basically the introduction, that first fight that happened in April, up until chapter 3's release. Also in season 8 was when Demetrius wasn't around, and the friend group was at a small little group of 5 and 7 people. Mayo, one of my other friends, he came along. We played with him. He's Arena Sweat. Don't like him that much when he builds too much. Gets on my nerves. But anyway, the friend group was just at that point at the moment. It gets way more downhill, but if you want to see that part, make sure to tune in tomorrow when I talk about it. Other than that, thank you for tuning in and watching this video. Hope to see you again. Goodbye.